Riots and protests broke out all across the Philippines. Trucks were tipped over and set on fire, death threats were sent by the hundreds, and bombs were detonated in public spaces. This mayhem spread across the entire nation and led to 5 reported deaths, including that of a schoolteacher and a 5-year-old child. So, you might be surprised to know that all of this chaos started with these little metal bottle caps. These became the center of the biggest sweepstake blunders in history, telling a cautionary tale of what happens when a company fails to keep its promises. In 1992, Pepsi decided to hold a lottery in the Philippines. The promotion was straightforward. Inside the cap of all Pepsi products would be a printed number between 1 and 999, and at the end of the promotion, the winning numbers would be announced. This sweepstakes immediately became a big deal in the country because the grand prize was 1,000,000 pesos, or $40,000 US. In the Philippines, that was more than 50 years of the average salary. A prize like this would change people's lives forever. The Pepsi Lottery was initially a huge success. Over 3 months, 17 grand prizes were awarded, including thousands of smaller prizes. Pepsi only had to pay out $2 million in total, but more than made up for it by bringing the company an extra $4 million in revenue. Naturally, the Pepsi company believed that another round of this lottery would bring more success. But as we'll soon see, this $2 million profit would pale in comparison to what the company was about to lose. Bottle caps would once again have the numbers 1 through 999 again, but would have an additional security code to show they were a part of the new lottery instead of the old one. This was not made clear to the public, so when the number 349 was announced as the winning number, more than 800,000 people had a bottle cap with the winning number on it. They stormed the Pepsi headquarters in the Philippines, all demanding this life-changing prize. The Pepsi company tried to convince the crowd that they didn't have the security code, but no one bought it. They had the winning number, and that was all they were told they needed to win. The total prize money Pepsi would have needed to pay out would be more than $32 billion, an amount the company couldn't possibly pay. So they decided to accept this as a loss. The company decided to pay each of the winners 500 pesos, or $18, as an apology for the confusion. This cost the company around $10 million, losing 4 times what the lottery initially earned them. But many people didn't take the money. Winning this prize meant getting out of poverty, sending their children to college, and getting a life they could have only dreamed of. Having that pulled away for $18 was infuriating. The people formed a group called the 349 Alliance, where they protested against the Pepsi company, boycotting their products and spreading the word about how the company cheated them out of their prize money. Protests often turned into violent riots, where the public wanted to damage Pepsi's property and hurt its leaders. As Pepsi number fever died down, thousands of civil lawsuits were filed against Pepsi. And while Pepsi wasn't found guilty, this stained its reputation in the Philippine market and caused them to lose any foothold they had gained up to that point. People still refuse to drink Pepsi to this day, thanks to this incident, and Pepsi's competitor, Coca-Cola, has become the dominant drink in the country. And to think this all could have been avoided if the company had just printed something different on their bottle caps.